You don't need a pill to help you ease the chatter of the mind. Hello and welcome back to my channel, Living Healthy with Yelena. If we have not met already, I'm Yelena and my channel is here to help you live your best life. And today I've got an amazing video for you. So there are all sorts of things that can get us out of sorts, that can get that mind racing. Are you the type of person that maybe sits up at night when you're trying to go to sleep and your mind just continues to chatter and chatter and chatter? And every single time that you try and doze off, the mind just keeps coming back and talking and talking and talking. Well, you are not alone, my friend. Many people struggle with this issue. And for the longest time in my life, I could not figure out how to shut that part of my mind up. And I have found some really helpful tips that help to reduce the chatter of the mind. No matter how stressed I am, no matter what's going on in my life, I'm not gonna say right now that I don't have times of anxiety at all and that it doesn't come back, but I know how to deal with it properly. And I wanna share these amazing tips with you. They're all natural. You don't need a pill to help you ease the chatter of the mind. And that is super amazing because I'll tell you one thing, you're not gonna feel super great taking anti-anxiety medication all the time. And I know that in our Western culture, that is unfortunately one of the #1 fixes to shut this thing up here. But I have some much better fixes for you. So let's go ahead and dive right in with number 1. I've learned a thing or two from becoming a yoga teacher, and one thing that I've learned is that breath work is extremely powerful. There are a couple different breathing techniques that can really take you out of the past thoughts that you're in or present thoughts that you're in, any type of anxiety, fearful thinking, or whatever it might be, and bring you right here to this present moment. I'm gonna share a couple of these breathing techniques. One is just very simple, and it's focusing on breathing in and out of the nose. So you can find yourself in a seated position. Make sure that your feet are nice and grounded down into the floor. Shoulders are relaxed. If you wanna close the eyes, go ahead and do so. And begin to take a long breath in through the nose. So this is about 2 to 3 times longer than your normal breath. Follow along. Once you inhale, pause for just a second at the top and then take a nice long exhale. So let's give it a try. One more time. All right, so it's easy as that. That is technique number 1. Now, technique number 2 is a little bit more difficult, but I promise you, because you're focusing so much on the breath work itself, really there's no possible way that you could even be thinking about anything in between. So this is called alternate nostril breathing. So you wanna take your 2 fingers like this, turn them to face your nose. We're gonna go ahead and start with the right side. So we'll take a deep breath in through the right nostril. So go ahead and take this finger, plug the left nostril, inhale through the right, plug the right nostril, and release the left. We're gonna breathe out through the left, inhale through the left, plug the left, open the right, exhale through the right. And then you continue with that cycle. So that's called alternate nostril breathing. And another positive benefit is that it also balances the left and right hemispheres of the brain. That helps to balance that analytical aspect of your thinking mind and your creative side of your mind, which can be super beneficial as well. Let's move on to helpful tip number 2. meditation, or just sitting your butt down, quieting yourself, and listening to your thoughts. So what you're doing is, instead of wrapping yourself up in this rat race going on mentally, you are becoming the observer of what's going on inside of your mind. So you're just watching basically what's going on. You're honoring the thoughts that are flowing through your mind. One thing that people get confused about in regards to meditation is they believe that they're not supposed to have any thoughts at all. What you want to do is try to recenter and focus yourself when those thoughts start racing. And every single time you do that, you start to break down and create different neurological connections within the brain. It's almost like a form of brain training that helps you gain more emotional stability, making you much more mentally strong in your life in general. So there are so many positive aspects to meditation, this just being one of them. So if you can actually just sit down and calm yourself by just seeing what kind of things are running through your mind, you might actually learn a whole hell of a lot about yourself in that process alone. Which brings me to tip number 3, journaling everything that's going on in your mind. So maybe after one of these super juicy meditation sessions, you grab a notepad, pen and paper, and you begin to write down everything that you're thinking. So taking it from here and putting it on here. And then once you're done, so we're doing this like free writing exercise type of thing, taking some time to read through it, or maybe you pause, leave it for the evening or the morning or whenever you're doing it, and coming back to it the next day or next couple days and reading through it, seeing if you can maybe rationalize some of the things that were going on in your mind, or maybe you see that you've actually processed them, had a shift in perspective, and you're able to just leave that behind. And after a while, you'll start to see some progress and see that a lot of the things that are going on in our mind are not actually who we are, and there's really no big reason to tie up our sense of identity with what's going on up here, which we so often tend to do. Moving on to tip number 4, sleep it off. No, literally though, take a nap. I always do this because I feel like it is the best way to completely reset yourself. If you're having a bad day, if you can't let something go, your emotions are all wrapped up in your thought process and your mind just will not stop racing, lay down and take a nap if you're able to, because when you wake up, I promise you're gonna feel nice and refreshed and have a lot more clear thought process. Number 5, take a shower or take maybe a Epsom salt bath. I think that water really helps us to reset our neurological system as well. So just by getting in water, maybe even envisioning negativity and all of those thoughts washing away down the drain is really gonna help reset you as well. So maybe you just woke up from that nap, or maybe you're having trouble taking a nap and you wanna take a nice hot shower to relax you a little bit, and then you take that nap. But either way, the shower really, really helps to reset and revive. So go ahead, get in there and shower away. Number 6, put your headphones in, turn on some super relaxing, inspiring music that you love. Or another thing that I really like to utilize is frequencies. So everything in the world is made up of vibration and frequency, including sound. So there are certain types of frequencies, I believe 432 hertz, 537 hertz. I think I'm getting these numbers correctly, but you can look up different frequencies on YouTube, for instance, or look up what's called binaural beats. These are brainwave technologies that really help to give your brain extra stimulation and extra boost and help to relax and heal as well. So give these things a try, and maybe even turn on some affirmations, just getting some subliminal messaging that's positive and helps to reprogram your mind. Number 7, while you're at it, you've got your headphones in, why don't you take a walk? Go get out in nature, go to the park, go and sit somewhere by a tree, sit in the grass, walk barefoot if you're able to. It's that great time of year when it's nice and warm outside. But either way, even if it's cold, make time to get outside. Feel the wind brushing up against your skin, feel it running through your hair, feel the difference in temperature change. All of the different smells around you begin to stimulate the senses. All of these things will help to heal and calm the mind. Nature is extremely healing, and I think a lot of people, once again in the Western culture, they do not utilize it enough. So get out in nature and heal yourself. Tip number 8, movement. And I'm talking a little bit more movement than just a brisk walk. I'm talking yoga, some type of exercise, maybe cardiovascular activity of some sort. Maybe you go play some type of sport that you enjoy. This is a way to move that energy through your body. As I stated earlier, everything in the world, in the universe, is made up of vibration and energy. And a lot of time this energy gets stuck in our bodies, which creates disharmony. It creates emotional issues, and it also can create this racing mind that we're speaking of today. And the best way to move that stuck energy through the body is with intense movement. You're helping to move that stuckness up and out and really create a better sense of well-being within the body. You're not only doing that, but you're boosting endorphins and creating all those happy chemicals as well. So make sure you're getting your exercise. And finally, last but not least, tip number 9. If you are not able to stop these racing thoughts going through your head, you're just sitting and ruminating on them, try and create something. Usually when we use our creativity, when we become immersed in something that we're extremely passionate about, it does something to the soul. It does something to us deep down inside. It also boosts endorphins. It makes us extremely happy, and it just helps to heal. It helps you all around heal the body, heal the mind, heal the soul. So if you are able to use your creativity, do something that you love. If you're a musician, create a song, play your instruments. Maybe you're a YouTube creator, make a video, do something to create, no matter what it is that you do. Well, thank you guys so much for sticking with me to the end. I really hope that these tips have helped you today. And yeah, what better time to work on our mind, because the world is in a crazy flux state right now, and I know that we need it more than ever. So thank you guys once again. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget, tap that like button below so that YouTube helps to share this video with anyone who might need it, and leave me a comment. Let me know what your tips are for helping to calm that mind and ease the monkey agitation that might be going through it. And thank you so much once again for joining me today. Namaste and peace.